All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking to Auburn football. Go ahead and subscribe to Vernon Speak Sports. Auburn, down in Deep South, college football is king, and on the plains of Auburn, the battle cry is War Eagle. So we're going to talk about Auburn versus Texas A&M. Now, this is actually one of my favorite recent rivalries of the SEC West, where Auburn taking on Texas A&M. Usually, in the beginning, it was the away team that won the games. Well, except for the first one where, Texas A&M just absolutely demolished Auburn in 2012. But since then, it's been kind of like the away team won, and then it changed a little bit in 2018 where Auburn actually, Noah Igbenogany actually saved Gus Malzahn's time there with the interception, and Auburn went on to win that game. They probably shouldn't have won it. But either way, this is a game that I'm absolutely ecstatic that will continue at least until next year. Auburn will play Texas A&M next year. I think this is a great rivalry that has established itself in the SEC West. But now the consequences, even though you have two teams, neither of them are ranked, but you got some high consequences. One, you got Hugh Freeze that is trying to establish himself as a mainstay in the SEC as an Auburn coach. And then you have Jimbo Fisher that I just think has to win this game. I think he absolutely has to win this game. When you look at everything that has happened at Texas A&M, how they progressed over the years, and with the recruiting that Texas A&M has done, you got these 5 stars. This thing is starting to layer and get to a point where, at what point does this stuff start to come to fruition? Auburn coming off a huge road win over California, starting to show some stuff against Samford, and Texas A&M, in my opinion, the epitome of shooting themselves in the foot. There's no way that they should not have come out of the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami with the win. Miami gave Texas A&M every opportunity possible to win that game, but they just couldn't do it. But here's the thing. I know, and I can sense that the Texas A&M fans are like, look, what is it going to take? You've got the recruiting classes. You got the coaches in place. At what point do you solidify yourself as a mainstay in the SEC? Now, my thing is this. I love Auburn. God knows I do. But I'm telling you, if Texas, I just hate the timing of this game, because I feel like this is the game that Jimbo Fisher has to put his stamp as a qualified contender in the SEC, especially with, you got Oklahoma coming. Excuse me. You got Texas coming next year, and they'll get to renew their rivalry with Texas A&M. But now is the time. Now, here's some problems that Texas A&M will have. I think Auburn is starting to figure some stuff out. I saw a lot of good stuff in these last couple of games to where, you got wide receivers blocking down the field. You have Jeremiah Cobb true freshman. He's going to burn that red shirt because I think he will be a staple in this offense. You know, another thing that Texas A&M is up against is the fact that they can't create turnovers. One turnover all year. Auburn is averaging about 2 turnovers a game. And has put themselves in a position to where, heck, they may be, even this is a plug and play team to where they've, really got some things going on the transfer portal to where this Auburn team, after that adverse win against California, could be a good football team down the stretch. Now they got a dangerous stretch ahead. Georgia next week, LSU, and of course with Texas A&M coming, with going to Texas A&M this coming week, the odds are really against them, to be fair. How well can Peyton Thorne do with his emerged running ability? We'll just have to see. But I like both of these teams. I like the fact that, Auburn has won that game against Cal on the road. Time constraints all against them, and they managed to get the victory there. And I just really wish that you all, this is off the subject, well, it's on the subject, but on at the same time. Rivaldo Fairweather is not a tight end. This guy reminds me of Chad Evans at Texas A&M. As a matter of fact, same number. Texas A&M is going to be seeing Chad Evans reincarnated in an Auburn jersey. This guy's not a tight end. This guy's a wide receiver that will play in the NFL, that will do some great things. And, I just, man, this is the most difficult game that, when I look at the trajectory of where both of these teams are headed and where Texas A&M needs to be headed based on the recruiting and based on the, head coaching with Jimbo Fisher. Auburn has so much potential to really sink Jimbo Fisher's ship even more than what is sinking so far. Auburn has a big slate. I mean, they have a tough schedule ahead. You talk about all the teams that they will play within the next few weeks have recruited astronomically better. And it's not a fault to Hugh Freeze. I mean, he just got there. But you got to overlap in talent with each team that they will play. And one, will Peyton Thorne be able to do some of the things that he's did in the past week? If he can, yeah, he'll win some games. I mean, will he beat Texas A&M? Hopefully. Georgia's coming the next week after a struggle win against South Carolina, 24-14. But this is going to be a tough stretch, Auburn fans. I want you guys to realize that. And with this prediction show, with Auburn's offensive line starting to emerge, they're starting to play together as a team. I think they have the ability to compete in the SEC. But what I'm concerned about is the depth there. I'm concerned about the depth on the defense, especially with some linebackers being out. It's prediction time. Auburn goes down to College Station, early morning football game, 11 o'clock Central Time, 12 o'clock Eastern time. Where do I see this game? Man, I think Auburn's going to play a really good football game. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. Auburn loses this game 28-17. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Street Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. War Eagle.